Okay, so thank you, Vikash. Hello, welcome, Naveen, welcome, Evgeny. Um, we're going to start the presentation. So thank you, everyone, for being here for this webinar on the framed the world of business and data science. Webinar dedicated to the Global DBA, Doctoral and Business Administration at Rennes School of Business. My name is Michael Leroux. So I'm Advisory and Business Development Manager at Rennes School of Business. So welcome everyone. Welcome also to our speakers, Dr. Saqib Aziz, Professor of Finance, Director of Global DBA Programs at Rennes School of Business. And also welcome also to, and thank you very much, Dr. Naveen Yeri, which is the Head of Enterprise Analytics and Data Science. Alumni also from the GDBA and Godfather of the Future and DBA Doctor and Data Science and Artificial Intelligence for the next cohort. Thank you very much, both of you, Naveen and Saqib, who will be our speaker for the next hour. Before letting our speaker making the presentation, I will just introduce a little bit the school, the executive education at least, where we work. So Rennes School of Business, in a few words, is part of the 10 business school in France, triple accredited crown with ACSB, AQUIS, and AMBA, with more than 5,000 students coming from 80 countries and more than 22,000 alumni. For the academic part, we do have more than 100 teachers coming from more than 40 nationalities. The school is considered as the most international school in France. And we have more than 350 partner universities with 3 campuses, one in Paris, obviously one in Rennes, and the one in Shanghai. The executive education, we do work also with companies. So we have worked with several companies, big names of the companies, French and internationally. Safran, Pernod Ricard, bank companies, Crédit Agricole, Microsoft, Ferrero, SNCF. So we are have the trust of those companies, which with collaboration with a good work. The building of foundations of the executive education. So as an independent school and most international school in France, I told, Rennes School of Business is ideally positioned to empower the individuals and organization to create and frame leaders, will be curious and think critically, connect. And frame leaders build strong networks and connect broadly, and also change. Where unframe leaders aim is to innovate for a better world. So those are the 3 foundations of the new leadership for the executive education: create, connect, and change. Our mission in the executive education is to give everyone the power to become an unframed leader in a constantly changing world, with framing experience, inventing an increasingly personal learning experience by capitalizing on new technologies, and on an hands-on experience to create a transformative learning and development impact. Within frame education, offering a portfolio of innovative programs driven by interdisciplinary research, combining academic knowledge and skill in response to the new expectation of the job market. And in the frame community, with the impact of Rennes School of Business, creating our own global innovation ecosystem where our communities work together to help one another. So those were the mission of the executive education. And now I will let Dr. Saqib Aziz to continue this presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Mikhail, for this organizing the event, and thank you all for joining us today. As this slide is clearly, revealing your journey, it's giving you an idea that for sure you can you can vouch on it that it is going to be an exciting, thrillful journey. Okay, so let me just uh, begin with the uh, giving you a quick overview of the school, and then like some major features of basically the DBA program. So, as it is said earlier, that it's a truly, I would say, global school, one of the most international in Europe, with 95% of the faculty, which is non-French, around 55% of the students who are from abroad, and we have almost 300 plus universities we are partnering with across the globe, and we are a triple accredited institute with the three most prestigious accreditations, including EQUIS, ACSP, and AMBA. So this global reach basically is not just about the prestige, it is about the exposure, about hearing the new languages, seeing new colors, and thinking in new dimensions. So when you will get a chance to be at the campus, it sounds like too melodic, but these beautiful languages, they whisper in your ears, and the beautiful colors of different nationalities, they shine in the eyes of the students. So moving forward, let me quickly talk about the research, the emphasis on both the academic and applied research that we have. So our Institute for Advanced Studies, named as Center for Unframed Thinking, is an example of our commitment to the high impact interdisciplinary academic and applied research. So CUT is basically designed to push academic boundaries, address real world transition, the topics relating to the massive transition that currently the world is witnessing, and contribute to the global conversation around innovation and sustainability. What kind of profiles we are attracting in specifically in the DBA program? So here we have the people behind a massive transformation and transition. So from alumni, which is shaping industries, to faculty publishing groundbreaking work, and the students who become the catalyst of change. So you can see that we attract people from top companies around the world, and few examples are in front of you. Naveen is here. Thank you for his participation to this program, to this event. Naveen is heading the data science, segment of a very well-renowned bank, Wells Fargo. And so we have basically people from in the DBA cohort. We have people from other top companies, IBM, Oracle, Wells Fargo, Google, etc. So now I will provide you a quick overview of the program, although you have some details, and later on we will share further details with you. But you can quickly, in terms of the helicopter view of the program, it's a 3-year program which has 200 ECTS. And we have basically divided this program into two parts, academic path and the research path. So academic path is basically the time period in which you are going to have modules relating to the business and management, and then data science and AI, foundations. And then the research path, which actually starts not really from the first year, but it starts from the time of your application. So when you start filling up your application, so basically you are in a mode of research, because we ask you to provide an initial research proposal. So that is the time that is the time where you actually enter into the research zone. So it spans over the 3 years. Even in the first year, you continue improving on your research proposal, improving on your fine-tuning your research gap, etc. And the third year is the period of is the time where you will be having your thesis defense. So some further details about this program, if I have to, can I move forward? Yeah. So basically, the academic path, it comprises of overall 9 modules, which focus on, as I said earlier, data science, business, and management specific topics. So basically, they prepare you to think about your topic, that how can you really, fit your topic at the intersection of business and management theories and the data science and AI application. So these modules and workshops, they are taught by Rennes School of Business permanent and adjunct faculty. An important point of this is that we actively engage our alumni who are graduated doctorates, doctors. Uh, we engage them in conducting these workshops and delivering these modules also. So the delivery mode of these modules will be face-to-face, online, both. Face-to-face in a sense that when you are going to have the residencies, global residencies, so some part of these modules will be delivered during those residencies, both in France and outside France. Like in France, we will be having a 2-week residency in Paris and Rennes campus, and you will have some part of the modules which will be delivered face-to-face. And apart from it, we also, invite some guest speakers. Keynote talks are, organized for you guys. So this is a very enriching experience throughout the academic path. So moving forward to so that's an overall DBA structure, which is to show you that how what are these 9 modules. These 9 modules are a very good mix of, some research foundation modules relating to the quantitative, qualitative, building your, foundations in the research, and then some modules which are oriented towards the business and management theories, primarily in the organizational and the strategic aspects and finance as well. And apart from it, you have some certain modules which are focusing on building your foundations and some advanced knowledge relating to the data science and artificial intelligence. And then we organize certain workshops which are basically to address you with the current ongoing research relating to your topics of interest. So some further details about you, like I said earlier, that you already start working on your research topic at the time of filling your application, okay? But there are 2 major milestones that you have to, achieve. So one milestone is, apart from the academic, successfully passing academic path, okay? In terms of research, so first milestone, it comes somewhere in the middle of the second year, and that is about, successfully defending your proposal defense. So proposal defense, you can think of it as a review milestone, which is to examine your progress towards the final accomplishment of the DBA, that whether you are satisfactorily progressing towards achieving the target, which is basically to work on 3 distinct papers. So apart from it, then the second important milestone is the final thesis defense that comes around the end of the third year. Okay. At the time of the final thesis defense, so what we require is basically that you should be at an advanced level of publication. And advanced level of publication means that at least one paper is about to be submitted to a journal. Okay, so that's overall about your research path. And I think once it is done, so you are ready for the thesis defense, and committee is organized to basically, make you defend your final dissertation. And that's all about the research overall DBA journey. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Saqib. So now we're going just to see a little video of our graduating ceremony before presenting Dr. Navid. directly.
Propose de faire un tonnerre d'applaudissements pour tous les gens qui nous regardent dans le monde.
Congratulations, graduates. You just wrapped up a very challenging but also a very rewarding journey. Good luck to you all. I believe in you that you will change the world for a better tomorrow.
Be proud of yourself because we are also proud of you. I wish you all the best.
Je vous souhaite du fond de cœur, au nom de toute la communauté de Rennes School of Business, tout le meilleur. Go Puma!
I would like to congratulate each and every one of you for having made it this far with us. I know that this is just the start of a new journey for you, and we will always be here. We will be very happy to know what you're doing, where you are in life. So please be connected and be proud of yourself. This is just the start.
So this was a video of a graduation ceremony of last year where Dr. Naveen Yeri was also part. And I will let Navid to share his point of view regarding the program, regarding what he has done. So, Dr. Naveen, please, you can go up.
Thank you so much, Mikhail, and Professor Saqib and Ren. Thank you so much for having me to be a voice for all the students and also share some of my personal reflections. So when I see this video, probably I have seen this 500 times, it always brings a smile on my face because this is the moment that we wait for, and not just 3 years, probably as we look for the epitome of education and achieving something and going through a transformation process. And truly it is a metamorphosis in one's life. It's just not about whether you're picking a topic and completing a PhD or DBA. It's about your thinking transformation that you go through. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Naveen Yeri. I head up artificial intelligence for Wells Fargo. I run a team called Enterprise Analytics and Data Science. I'm based off of in Bangalore, but I have lived in the United States for about 2 decades. And from a background standpoint, I have an industrial engineering background and I have a master's degree in operations research and MBA in finance. So I always wanted to work on my PhD, but situations didn't present itself as I was pursuing my master's degree. So I had to wait for a couple of decades. So recently, last year, I completed my DBA. So in the next 10 minutes or so, what I'm going to do is just talk about my overall reflections. And as I went through the program, what kind of transformation I saw in myself. And also from a DBA journey, what kind of effort that it required. And third is how did the world perceive me before and after? So I want to leave a few things with you. And of course, we will have some ample time for questions. Professor Saqib and I can talk about it. So this was just before COVID. I really wanted to get onto a PhD program. I quite researched a lot across the world, and REN fit the bill for me because number one, I'm originally from India. I've lived in the United States. This is a program that would offer an European experience and a French setting, right? So this is something that, hey, I have never dealt in this academic construct before. So that was one curiosity factor. The second thing was I wanted to pursue a PhD in artificial intelligence, but most of the universities asked for, hey, would you know this level of math versus this level of programming? And I didn't want, in my 40s, I didn't want to be a programmer per se and create the next best algorithm, right? So this cusp of three things, right? Research, innovation, and artificial intelligence just attracted me. Something, an AI like construct hosted by a business school, it's a terrific combination because you have the technical sophistication, mathematical rigor at the same time, the business the business applications, right? So that's the second point. The third thing was just the caption, right? Unframed thinking, unframed communities, unframed. It just triggered a lot of thoughts in me because education is something, folks, that puts a lot of rules in your brain, right? So this is something that the program promised to give freedom of thought. And after having gone through the program on the other side of the table, I can see and I can tell you, attest that this has been so. So a lot of innovation thinking, a lot of open research was fostered, nurtured by my primary and monitoring supervisors during the later part of my research, right? So the other important point, and for a student who is pursuing a DBA, it is absolutely important, is that most universities ask us to go through the classroom pedagogical approaches, learn a lot of things, and then start thinking about research. And of course, over time, your thinking sophistication would have changed and your research problems, research questions would have changed as well. So, and you change your topics all the time. So this is where we see folks take 5 years and 6 years to complete a PhD. And this is where REN, I think it is very practical. As part of your application process, you have to submit your idea. Whether it is perfect or not, it doesn't matter, right? But the system asks you for your thinking sophistication and they challenge you, and there is a small interview to go through that. And right at the application phase, you are certain about your passion topic. In my context, I have always been thinking about, hey, how do I humanize artificial intelligence? How can we bring in emotion-aware topics to AI? So I had an idea about building an artificial intelligence framework to elevate customer interaction, especially from a banking domain, because that's where I belong, and blending in contextual insights and emotion ontologies. I know it's a mouthful, but that's where you get deep into a certain topic and master it, right? So let me think about my overall reflections, right? If you were to take away my summary, it's totally worth it. I'm sure you should go for it. And the reason is, whether you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or whatever age group you are, there are certain things that you may want to get out of the program, right? So you could be looking at this program or an intervention as a career enhancer or a career changer, or you may want to just polish your thinking sophistication, be a thought leader. I think you can get those three things, and these are pretty broad. If one were to paint their own trajectory, these are pretty broad topics. And I totally believe, not from my own personal experience, but having interacted with many people, many students who have just graduated from their master's degrees or been with certain companies for 10 years or 20, 25 plus years, I think this program has been curated to get the most out of it, right? If I were to see myself and see how my journey has been, I think over time, in the last 3 years or so, I have been able to spot newer trends or anticipate few things in the marketplace. And this program, doctoral program, has positioned to be a good thought leader. And once you do that, I think this is a very fantastic cusp of insight, because once you see those trends for your company, you can always bring it back and see what your level of sophistication is, readiness is, and then blend it for the right roadmap. And whatever you are doing, whichever domain, whether you're in banking, healthcare, pharmaceuticals, logistics, airlines, hospitality, convenience sector, what have you, you should be able to get that framework and apply it and contribute more than before, right? So that's at a high level. Next up, I want to just talk about, I'm sure you're thinking, hey, what does it take for the first 3 years, right? So we have just passed through the application process, you're inducted, right? So, and there are bridge courses. I'm sure some of you are from statistics background, economics, some of you are engineers, some of you have different backgrounds. So there is a forming, norming sort of a year, the first year, where Professor Saqib talked about 9 courses that are carefully structured. And there are a lot of video topics available as well, right? So through this program, the first year, the program expects all of us to be on a level plane. And some of you may think about your alma mater and your classroom experience. How is it different, right? At these PhD and DBA levels, it really depends on the professor and what they want to impart. There are very structured courses like qualitative and quantitative research methods, where it arms you to go deep into the nuances of your research question, research problem, and frame it well. And there are certain topics like digital workforce, as well as the AI related work. Some of them are so new that in my batch we didn't even have Gen AI, because it was not out there. It was not this famous, right? So the professors and adjunct faculty also adapt to what's happening in the marketplace, and then bring those relevant things. So it could be, your reading material could be an assembly of research papers, or white papers, or some blogs, or some homework that's given with suggested reading and things like that. So it is, some of them is very fluid, some of them is very structured, and that's how it should be, right? So after the first year, and of course you have a fair idea about your research problem, right? What I did was that, since I was pretty much sure about the the topic in general, I saw my own research problem through the lens of all the 9 courses, right? So whether the professor asked for a paper or a project work or something, it was all surrounding my research problem. What this gave us the edge was, after about a year, I had a lot of material, and also I had changed, my thinking about my own research problem. When I was ready to talk to my primary supervisor and the monitoring supervisor, I had poked this cake with multiple thermometers, if you will, and I was starting to get a gauge, so to speak. And then the next 2 years were very enriching. Each time I would have my meetings with both of my supervisors, they would challenge me, they would push me, and they would put some of those open-ended questions that I will have to research and come back with either a yes or a no or a maybe, or hey, here is something that I found. So it was very, very interactive experience through the next 2 years. So overall, I think from a flexibility, freedom standpoint for a working professional like me, and an open framework where innovation is fostered and ultimately you become a thought leader, I thought that all of these things came together pretty well. Now, what does it take? Some of you may be thinking like, hey, should I spend 20 hours or 40 hours a week? Or, some weeks I'm busy, I'm traveling, my work takes away a lot of time. My advice is, look, nothing's free in this world. You must be ready to put in your effort, have a lot of self-discipline. When you suggest a date for your supervisors that this is what I'm going to get, you better get that, because everybody's on a clock. Things will keep moving forward, right? But I will warn you that the first 1 year you will have to show a lot of commitment, Saturdays and Sundays, and it's not demanding that you leave everything and then you only study this. No. So the program is designed for working professionals like us, and all the materials are available within the systems, and professors are just an email away. But the more proactive you are, the more upfront you are, I think it's just going to help. But discipline. That's going to help a lot. So maybe another next 2 to 3 minutes, what I will talk about is coming out of this tunnel, right? On the other side of the tunnel, how does the world perceive me, and what changes have I seen in myself, right? At my work as the head of artificial intelligence and generative AI, there is more gravitas when I talk about a certain problem with a certain perspective. People do listen to you. Not that people were not listening before, but hey, you have shown your prowess that you can go deep into your problem, define it, articulate it, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. You are able to frame it up in such a way that it makes sense. So you're able to connect to the audience. And also, if you have a role where you're talking to the universities or the think tanks or some of the research or innovation parts of your company, you have your own perspective that you can challenge the status quo with more authority, right? So it's, I'm sure 3 or 4 years, 5 years from now, there will be very different topics. I know quantum is just around the corner, and artificial intelligence on quantum or edge devices or multimodality, whatever. We're just seeing agentic AI now. Things are just coming to the forefront so fast that we may not be anticipating what is coming up. But this program has put in confidence in me that whatever it is, I'm able to sift it through in a very structured way, understand it, and have an opinion about it. And I don't think that comes very easily. You have to put in the sweat equity to master it. So anyway, I wanted to wrap up my sharing of my experiences by saying I would strongly urge you to consider this, because AI is going to disrupt the way we think, act, position, the way we experience our business. By investing 3 years, I think not only you will be an expert, but also you'll be able to guide and advise few other people to this next order of echelon. So all the best. I'm here. I'll stick around for any questions. And Professor Saqib or Mikhail, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Naveen, for sharing your experience as well. It was really interesting. thank you also, Dr. Saqib, to have made the presentation of the program. I will just go through a last part of this webinar before see if there are some questions. It's regarding the application process. So if you are interested in applying to this program, the DBA or the DBA with a track in data science and artificial intelligence, you just need to go to our application website. There is written here, apply.run-sb.com. So you can apply. If you apply before the end of the month, you will be eligible to have the early bird discount, which is 5,000 euros less than the initial program. So you can just scan the QR code or directly go through the online application, and you can go through the application process. Obviously, if you want the brochure also of the Global Doctorate of Business Administration, you can click on the link that has been shared by Evgeny Lukin just before. You can find it on the chat. So you can go through this. And if you have some questions regarding the process, you can contact me directly by mail or by phone. My name is Michael Leroux, as I told you, so do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you. So thank you for your attention. If you have some questions, you can type on the comment part, and we will be obviously be proud to answer it. I see that we have already some questions. So we have a user that said, what are the key difference between the two DBA programs? Dr. Saqib?
Yeah, I will take this question. Okay, so thank you very much. So the major difference is basically there is one specific track which is offered in the DBA in data science and artificial intelligence. So that track is a specialized DBA offering for people who are interested in having an applied research doctorate degree at the intersection of business and management and data science and artificial intelligence. Having said that, so this is one offer, and the other offer is the general DBA program. So the general DBA program, it is without the data science and AI part in it, and that is for people if they are interested in having a DBA degree with a particular focus on a specialized research topic relating to, let's say, marketing, finance, strategy, human resource, and any other business and management field. So that does not cover the data science and AI part. But having said that, one important question could be, which I'm anticipating, that do we need to have a certain level of knowledge or expertise in data science and AI to enter into this specialized track? Answer is no. There are foundation, like Naveen has rightly mentioned, certain foundation courses which are there to prepare your basic level of data science and artificial intelligence. So these non-credited modules, they start at the very beginning of the DBA, kind of pre-DBA modules that we offer. And then during the DBA journey, so we make you, we expose you to some advanced, data science and AI related modules also. So for sure, there is no requirement that you have to have a knowledge of data science and AI to enter into the this specialized track of the DBA in data science and artificial intelligence. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you very much, Dr. Saqib. And I would have also a question regarding global residencies. So, Dr. Saqib, can you just explain a little bit more in details what is the point of view of this kind of global residencies, and also Dr. Naveen, if you can share your experience regarding this global residency that you have made, just to have a more visibility of this, please.
Sure, sure. Thank you for that's a very important question. So global residencies are a very integral part of this DBA program. It's a unique feature that we offer. And since we, as I mentioned during my talk, that we offer 2 global residencies. So basically, these global residencies they cover around 25% of the DBA in terms of your modules. We provide face-to-face modules because it's not 100% online program. So one impression could be that whether the program is 100% online, answer is no. So the DBA residencies, there is a decent part of the research foundation modules which are covered during the DBA residencies face-to-face. Apart from it, you get a chance to interact with the faculty, you get a chance to interact with the other cohorts, because in these DBA residencies, we do not just invite people from a specific current cohort, rather we open it to other cohorts as well, so that you can interact with your peers, you can interact with your seniors, and this provides you a possibility for networking and also collaboration, because there might be, for instance, a topic which you are currently working on and somebody else is working on it at an advanced level in one of the previous cohorts. So you get a chance to interact with those people. And apart from it, we also organize some very nice events. We make you visit different companies which are in our ecosystem in Paris and Rennes campuses, and also in Dubai campus as well, Dubai global residency also, which is a new feature that we have added to really give a global touch to this program, apart from its representation from different continents by our DBA students. So this is basically a very important and enriching experience for the DBA students. I will not say much about it. I would like that Naveen would shed light on the experience that the DBA students, being a DBA students, he had during his visit to France, sorry. And so Naveen, it's over to you. Please share your thoughts about it.
Thank you. So folks, when I joined this program 3.5 years ago, so I used to probably say that, oh, I'm working on my PhD or DBA, and this is offered by a university in France. The next question is, oh, so when are you going to France? Well, I would say, no, this is an online program. I will have to do it from my comfort of my home. Right. So a year later, this global residency opportunity came up. And I was extremely excited for this one, because this opportunity of global residency put some meaning to the overall program. And going through it was pretty much the preparation for it was rather easy logistically, because the program office would take care of all the visas and also list of hotels, and all the logistics was very well coordinated. I didn't know what I would expect from this program, but to my surprise, it was very well organized on 3 counts. One is networking, as Professor Saqib said. Not only I had not met any of my batch 3 folks, and there were folks from batch 1, batch 2, batch 3 as well, and some from batch 4. So we became really good friends. And some of the seniors would say that, hey, this is the approach that you need to do for this course. And some of them would have gone through the proposal defense, and how do you go through that? So you get that information or the gyan from folks who have just been through that process, right? And in a very social setting as well. The best thing, what I liked, was the poster session. So a group of 3 or 4 professors came in, and we were asked to present our research problem. And remember, by then we have a fair idea. We have gone through about 9 courses or so. We would have polished our research a little bit, and you need to present it in front of 30, 40 people. And this is where your friends, your cohort, and your professors can give you that constructive feedback about how can you polish it further. I was extremely hungry for this feedback, because you think that your baby or your thesis or your research is the best in the world. But when somebody pushes you back, when somebody challenges you, you go back and start thinking very differently. So that to me was an eye-opener. And there were a couple visits. Like, for example, we went to this company called EDF. It's an energy company. And having lived in India and the US, I have thought that energy companies would be working in the utilities sector. But to my surprise, they had an innovation lab in France. So that visit was extremely eye-opening. We also went to an information technology company, a cybersecurity company. And most of you know that France is one of the world leaders in cybersecurity. We had an hour-and-a-half discussion with the chief technology officer. And to me, I was thinking, oh, wow, this could happen. Oh, my goodness. It's, the problems that they are trying to solve was phenomenal. And I was relating to what can I do to bring this closer to my research and things like that. So very enriching, very compact experience. And also the school was courteous enough to take us to a river cruise on Seine and a few other places. So it was really good. So Mikhail, back to your answer.
I will just add one thing, that it's also enriching in a sense that you go back to a campus life, a university life, after, let's say, 15 to 20 years gap. So that really, most of the students, when they were here, so it was very, exciting for them that they are really feeling a campus experience being a student. So that was really remarkable. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Saqib and Dr. Naveen, to share this experience. We have also Vikash, who just asked in the comment part. In addition to global residencies, I believe there are numerous summits and conferences being organized. If we wish, we can participate in these events in person. That's correct?
There are certain, research seminars. There are some workshops which are organized, okay? And we provide a possibility mainly because these workshops are and seminars, they are out of the global residency time period. So we provide a possibility to join online. So you do not necessarily have to be on campus, okay? So that is one unique part of it, that it provides you flexibility to participate in research events, seminars, without being at the campus. So you can participate online as well. So there is no problem in that.
Thank you, Dr. Saqib. Another question. Rennes School of Business has 5 key research centers. As a DBA student, are we able to leverage them for research purposes?
Yeah, definitely. So basically what happens that when you pick up a research topic, so that research topic, if it fits well in, and mostly that is the case, that these research topics or research interests, they fits very well in either in the overall, ambit of CUT, the Center of Unframed Thinking, or any particular research center that we are having. So definitely, then you are you get connected, you become member of those research groups, and you get connected with your colleagues, the senior faculty members. You get a chance to interact with them. You get a chance to take feedback from them, okay, on your research topic, and also learn from their research as well.
Yeah, I would like to add one more thing here. During our global residency, especially after the poster session, I remember having very rich conversations with the directors of these research centers after the poster session. So it was very, very good to get different perspectives, and also to know what are the latest and greatest research that's happening across these research centers was very, very informative.
Yeah, so just adding to the poster session. So poster session, you can think of it as basically that apart from your classroom setting, it's the first formal environment or formal event in which you get a chance to present your work, to talk about your research topic, and get a live feedback from the faculty members in a very sort of informal way, that we organize these poster sessions like a snack coffee and snack event, okay, and people they pass through your posters, they discuss your research topic, and then you get a feedback from them.
Thank you very much, Dr. Saqib and Dr. Naveen, for answering these questions. I don't know if you have a last word maybe to say, because this webinar is coming to its end. Dr. Naveen and Dr. Saqib, for myself, thank you very much for your for sharing your experience, for the presentation of the program. This was really helpful. Dr. Naveen, Dr. Saqib, if you have a last word to say, what can it be?
Sure. Yeah, I will just say that basically you can think of this journey of the three years DBA program with us, that it's a highly rich experience. After 3 years, you just do not walk away with a thesis, with a dissertation, but you take with you a very rich body of research, applied research, capable of influencing practice, policy, and progress. The candidates who have already graduated, including Naveen, Safdar, and there are many others, they have been able to present their work at very prestigious events. They have been able to publish. There are people who are still publishing their articles, okay, preparing after publishing, let's say, first article, they are moving towards publishing the remaining part of their dissertation. And top of it, the important aspect is that these candidates, the students who have graduated, now they are engaged as mentor, like Naveen and others candidates. We graduated students, we basically are engaging them to mentor our upcoming cohorts. So this is a relationship that we establish not only for the 3 years, but it is a relationship that goes beyond the 3 years, and it stays with you for the whole life, I would say. So thank you very much. I look forward to welcoming you on this journey.
Just adding one more thing, Professor Saqib and Mikhail, from in my experience and in my understanding, right? This is a journey from motivation to inspiration, right? So you get motivated from many aspects, like, hey, can I be operating in this position, or can I be contributing, and can I be known as a doctor, right? And then you go through this 3-year process, and thanks to REN, you become an inspiration for others. So that has been my continuum, and I wish you all the best in this journey, and hope you join REN very soon.
Thank you very much, Dr. Naveen and Dr. Saqib. So if you are interested by this program, do not hesitate to contact me, Michael Leroux, or either Dr. Saqib and Dr. Naveen will be able also to answer your questions. Just remember that our next cohort, the intake is in June the 5th of this year. So it's still possible to apply on this program. Well, we will be here to answer your question. Thank you very much again, Dr. Saqib and Dr. Naveen. It was really helpful, an overall presentation of the program, sharing your experience, Dr. Naveen. And I hope that all of you will also be part of the Rennes School of Business next DBA cohort. Goodbye. Thank you again, and have a nice day for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day, everyone. All the best.